Okay, I'm back. I apologize. Some jerk called telemarketer and ruined my recording while I was recording. But a couple of things. The first one is there's a specific rule for this scenario that says that if the Goths and the Persians are unable to draw more than... So we drew 3 cards during the draw card phase. If they're unable to draw a 4th card because of bonuses, which they weren't, they automatically get a 4th card, and it's just a scenario rule. It's not a normal rule. It's just for this scenario. So already I got an asterisk. Damn it. So these first 2 turns, they were supposed to get a 4th card. And technically, it's only 1 turn I screwed up because I gave them a 4th card now, and we're in turn 3. So that 4th card would have been from the end of the 2nd turn. So I only shortchanged them 1 turn. So they got an extra card, both of them, and none of them were negates. As far as the removal, what it says is that the NPCs remove in reverse priority. So you start at the bottom of the place disc rule set and you go backwards. And that's what they would remove first. So, here they would remove from a barbarian an enemy camp and no more than 1 barbarian disc. So a camp is just a single space, so they would remove those first. So you can see here, there's actually quite a few of these. So they would remove 1, 2 easily from that. And then there's no other enemy camps, so that's 2 of them. And then they would do settlements next, which right here is 3, 4. So it's easily resolved. So that's done. So now we move to Goth, and they want talents first. So this one gains them a talent. Place 1 disc in 4 different areas, then gain 1 talent. So we're going to go ahead and do that for them. And so I'm going and grabbing discs, and I don't want to forget their talent either, so let me grab their talent right now. And I don't think I mean I could negate it because I do have 1 card that negates anything, but I'm going to go ahead and let them place their discs. And 1 second, my dog is creating issues, but we're good. And so I'm sorry, my dog doesn't want me to record today. Mindy, come on. There we go. I need to take her for a walk before I record next time. All right, so I get to place 4 discs in 4 different places. One of the other things with the NPC is that they do want to exceed whatever you have, if they can, within stacking limits. So for example, they're going to try to they want to exceed you in these 2 areas if they can. They can't place another one here. There's stacking limits during the card phase. So they're going to at least try to exceed you, and it's 4 areas that they're going to, and so that's let me just check. 4 different areas, so it doesn't even have to be an area that you control. So I guess we could put 1 in these gold areas. I just don't know how valuable that is, but we could do it. So for example, I could put 1 in Carthage and 1 here. That is their priority. And I guess they can kill 1 of our units, and that would prevent us from scoring points, I guess. So that's actually not a bad idea. Okay, so that was the Goths. So now we're going to the Persians, and let's see what they come up with. So here's one for removing 2 discs from a city. All civilizations discard their hands, shuffle the discard pile into the draw pile. Each civilization then draws 2 cards. See, this hurts them. And in fact, it's a low priority for them to ever play a card that causes them to lose cards. So they're not going to do that. This is an interesting one. I wonder where that fits into their priorities. And here's a wonder one, so this one is not good for them at all. So that's going to be put into the sideways pile. So let's figure out card play priorities. All cards that would give them more cards in hand. Anything that gets them victory points, talents. All cards that cause a loss of cards. There's actually 6 in priority. That's even higher priority than removing discs from the map, or barbarians, or even NPC discs. Okay, so they're going to play that card that causes everybody to lose cards. So they're going to do the nuke card then. All civilizations lose their hands, and then shuffle the discard pile, and every civilization draws 2 cards. So they're playing then, but I can tell you right now, we're negating that one. That's a bad one. That hurts me more than it hurts them, I think. So their turn's done. So now it gets back to me. I can already tell you, I think this game's more fun multiplayer than solitaire, but the cards are pretty cool. I do admit the designers did a good job, and they do have some interesting ways of changing the game. So obviously I can't play that one. Select a city, remove a disc from that city, and then remove one from each area around it. Place 1 disc in each of up to 2 areas. I have no discs to place, so I'm holding on to that card. I'm going to go ahead and play this one then. I'm going to select a city, and then remove a disc from that city, and then 1 disc from each adjacent area that is occupied by the owner of the chosen city. So, just my discard pile, I'm just trying to make it so it's not so crappy. All right, so they actually have a lot of cities. Now, you can see they have a city here, and they actually made 2 more cities here when they did their placement. So that actually hurt them a little bit. So I'm going to choose this city and make them lose 1 there, and then lose 1 for every surrounding area. So they just lost 3 discs. All right, so now we go to Eastern Empire. And what are they going to do? We can remove 2 discs from a land area. We can place 3 barbarian discs into a land area that's adjacent to the sea. Select a land area, choose a disc color occupying that area, add 1 disc to that area and every adjacent. So we could do that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do, I may save that one. I'm going to do the barbarian one. I'm going to place 3 barbarian discs into a land area that's adjacent to the sea. Now, if I was playing with the barbarian rules, this would go to the Persians, and then I would get 2 talents. But that wasn't the way we're playing, so I'm going to grab 3 barbarians. And I'm actually going to place it here where they have a city to remove a lot of their stuff. I could have placed it here, but it wouldn't really have any net effect. Okay, so now we go to the Goths. The AI still has some pretty decent cards here. This is a sea area thing, so we're going to put this into their can't play section. So that's just going to negate. Place a total of 4 discs in 3 different areas. So they're just going to replace the discs we just removed. 1, 2, 3, and then they're going to put 1 more in Spain for 4. In fact, they're not going to do here, they're going to do Carthage. Okay, so that's it for them. And now we go here, and they're going to play this one. Each opposing civilization must discard a card at random. A civilization with no cards in hands must instead remove one of its discs or lose a talent. And so I have 2 cards here. So I'm going to just draw one, and even will be the left. So it's odd. So the card I just lost is Land Improvement. That's Western Empire. I have 2 cards with the Eastern Empire. This is even, so I'm going to lose my left card, which is the Religious Fervor. I was going to put that in Troy, by the way, and so now I'm going to lose points because of that. Gaul has 3 cards that are worthless to him. They were just going to be used to negate something, so I'm just going to pick one. It doesn't even matter, and that's it for that card. So they were able to hurt other people. I apologize. I can't. 1 second. Sorry, that was a landline, and it rings a very long time. I only give that number to people I don't ever want to hear from. So it's 100% telemarketers on that call, on that phone. Okay, where were we? Okay, they just took their turn. Now it's our turn. We are passing. So then it is Eastern Empire. We're going to play Blasphemy, and we get to make them lose 2. And of course, we're going to pick right here. Make them lose those 2. And then the Goths are passing. And then we have another plague. And we're going to have to lose 2 from a city. And so they're going to choose Troy. You know what? I'm going to choose Mycenae. There we go. So that's going to hurt us the most. All right, so with all these interruptions, I think we're finally moving on here. And card phase is over. So now we go to competition. Okay, so let's resolve everything. The Gauls gain a talent. And then they get to place a white disc and one of their discs into areas that are occupied by 2 or more. And it has to be, of course, different places. And they're no longer restricted. So this one will be that, and then I'm going to put this white disc over in Spain. So they now have a 3rd one there. Okay, so that's Gaul. And now we're moving on to the hoplites for the Persians. And they're going to get to place a white disc in 2 contested land areas that have their own discs. So they're going to for sure put one in Egypt, and they're going to put one in Troy. So that's the 2 that they're going to put. And then we get stuff too. We get to place a white disc into our primary area and any area adjacent. And then we get to place a white disc in 2 other areas occupied by a Roman disc. Okay, so I'm going to pick. So first of all, let's do the Rome. So I get to place a white disc in Rome. Or anywhere adjacent to Rome, but I'm choosing Rome. And then I get to place 2 more white discs anywhere I'd like. Of course, I'm going to put one in Spain and one in Carthage to protect my golden cities. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so then we got a similar situation here. For the first time, we're going to get to put a white disc in Troy. And then we get to put 2 more out. And one, of course, is going to go into Egypt here. And then I get to put 1 somewhere else. I don't even, well, I do. I have 1 battle here. And so I'll put it here to kick them out of the Sinai Peninsula. That'll make it harder on them. Okay, so I think we're ready to now resolve things. And again, there's an order that things are supposed to be resolved, but this scenario makes it simpler. The AI prioritizes all gold battles more than anything, and it won't play any cards or try to do anything anywhere else. So let's go ahead and just resolve battles here. Let's do this one real quick. 1 from them, 1 from him, and then 1 from us. So we're eliminated, but the barbarians and them are going to keep fighting down to 1 each, like that. Then we come over here, and we're going to lose a mercenary while they lose this. And we still have 2 here, so we lose 1, and they lose their last 1. And now we're into the big battle. So the AI has to prioritize this one or Troy. So I think they're going to prioritize Troy. So let's do Troy first. So at first, the mercenaries are going to be removed, 1 each. And then they have 1 more to go. So they have 3 talents, as you can see, they're playing there. And we have 0. So this is brutal. So they're going to play 2 talents, and we're going to lose 2 guys, but now it's down to 1 each, and it stops. So that's hard. And so now we go over to here, and both sides are going to lose their thing. He's going to play his talent, and we're going to lose 1. He's going to play a card to block a damage, and we're going to lose 1. And then we both lose 1, and we're down to 1 each. So he was able to do a lot of damage. Quite a lot of damage, in fact. I don't even think we're going to score any victory points. I mean, we're going to score a few, but that really hurt our victory points. However, we prevented him from looting, so he's not going to get victory points either. So now we come over here, and Gaul is in a similar boat. They have so many talents and blocks that we're going to be in a little bit of a trouble. And so we're going to do Rome, because that's who they want to take out. And you can already see we have a mercenary that's going to be taken, but they have a card that's going to block the mercenary. And we have this. Play at the beginning of the competition. Select a contested land area you occupy. Remove all discs there belonging to a single opposing civilization. You can't remove a civilization disc from its home area unless the home area... Oh my gosh, this is an awesome card. I'm playing this card, and I'm keeping... Since I knew about that card, I would actually have put this mercenary here instead, because that card is going to remove all of these discs for free. That was huge, folks. I did not realize that. And in fact, I have 4 here. I'm going to lose 1 at the end of the round, so I'm just going to take that away. Okay, so now let's get back to the battle and do a different one. We'll do Carthage here. And yes, they have 2 negates. So I'm going to play 1, and they're going to negate 1. I'm going to lose 1, and they negate theirs. And then I'm going to lose yet another, and they're going to negate again. And then I'm going to lose my last one, and they lose 1. And guess who just conquered Carthage? So they were able to pull all that off just because of cards that lets them place stuff anywhere on the board. All right, so Carthage is destroyed. And so they're going to get 4 victory points and a talent. And then they get another victory point and a talent because they sacked the city. So let me make sure. All right, so for sacking a gold city, they get 4 victory points and a talent. And then for just regular rules for any city, they get... That should have been written on these player aids somewhere, but it's not. That's a bummer. It does say check for possible loot, which is 21. So it at least tells you what page to go to. All right. Yeah, a victory point and a talent. So they got on the board, they're up to 5 points, and they got 2 talents for that. So the Goths finally broke through. But then we get to this part here. Actually, hold on. Hold the fort, folks. Oh my gosh, I'm such a weirdo. Let me put this stuff back. When we were at this spot right here, I had a negation card. So they would have lost one and I would have held it. So I'm taking one of the talents away, just like Goonie style. I'm taking it back. I'm taking it all back. 1, 2, 3, 4. They scored 1 victory point. They did not take Carthage. They do not pass go. They do not collect $200. Now here it's going to be a slaughterfest. And so they lose 2, we lose 2. And because we blew everything we had on Carthage. So that's done. And now we move on to the rest of the show. So that moves over. We are now in the reckoning phase. We do a victory tally step. Okay. We get 1 victory point for every city. Oh no, we're not done. We got more battles up here. So here, 1 each is taken out. And then here, they're going to lose 2, and we lose 2. Like so. Oh, we got more. We got battles over here as well. So 1 each, 1 each. Okay, so now we go back to the victory point. 1 victory point for every city. Okay, and then because of this scenario, it's a half victory point if it's not a city with gold. So Gaul is a half point, so they score nothing. And then as far as we are concerned, we get 1 for Rome, being a city, so we go up 1. But then we're going to get 2 for the gold that's on Rome, and then we get 1 for just having a token on Rome. And we have no cities anywhere else, so we don't get any more points. And we don't get points for the gold either. Well, actually we do. Well, hold on. We do. No, we don't. We would get points for the gold here or there if there was a city there. That's the thing. We don't have a city. So, so now we go to Eastern Empire. There are no cities controlled by the Eastern Empire right now. But we do get 1 for holding Troy and then 1 for the gold in Troy. We do not get 1 for the gold in Troy because we don't have a city in Troy. We just get 1 for having a token in Troy. That's it. So no other points for us. But unfortunately for them, no points for them either. So they're sitting, we're dominating this game at the moment. So that brings us to the end, and we move to the final turn of the game. And my battery's low. I can't record anymore. I'm down to 10%. So, we get our cards. So I would get 3 cards, plus 1 for every 4 cities, which I don't have. So here's my 3 cards. There's no events. 3 cards for the Eastern Empire, and then 4 cards for Gaul. Because of the scenario rules, they get 4, and then 4 for the Persians, like so. All right, so I have to stop, folks. I can't go anymore. I'm out of battery. I do have a charger cord, but it's just not long enough. And so I'm gonna just upload these videos, make a meal, and wait for this annoying lawnmower that the neighbor's using to go away. And yeah, feel free to give any feedback or comments. It's rolling fast. This final turn should take no more than maybe a half hour, and then you've already seen a full playthrough of this scenario of this game. Like I said, there's other scenarios, there's other things to do, but a very light game, very simple game. It's actually not bad at all. I think I might enjoy it more multiplayer than with the AI, but the AI's, I want to say the AI is solid, but I feel like I'm missing something because we're blowing the AI out of the water. The AI has scored 10 points. We have 24, and they have 11. 24 to 11. I think it's because we haven't lost our gold cities. If we lost our gold cities, it's going to be bad. Now, at the end of at the very end, the final victory point tally, there's this. At the end of the game, the faction controlling Rome gets 5. Faction controlling Troy gets 5. Well, that's 10 more that we're going to score if we're holding those cities, of course. Yeah, I don't have anything else for you there. I think, if anything, we just start adding pro-invader stuff, right? We would do this. We would do this, so we can't add barbarians. We'd skip these. And we would add, I think for sure we would add the Huns. So right here, if you seek a real test of your fortitude, add the Huns. They may become a third invader. At the start of each of your card draw steps, if the Huns are not in play, reveal the top card of the draw pile. If it's even, the Huns arrive. Place one of their discs onto the turn order track, and then they draw 3 cards for the starting hand, and then they begin with 12 discs. The first must be placed in Macedon if you're using the eastern map, otherwise Umbria. And similar to the other invaders, the Huns receive a minimum of 10 discs every round. At the end of the game, their VPs are added to the other invaders. The Huns do not have a civilization display, but they have this special ability listed here. So Umbria, if you remember, is right there in northern Italy, right next to Rome. So yeah, they would come in and start wrecking Rome. Now, it would be a 3-way battle. They don't actually fight against the Goths, but if the Goths are in Rome and they're also in Rome, it's not like they help each other. They don't. So anyways, I just wanted to point that out. But the fact that you got the Huns also there, right now I'm playing cards that's ruining their day, right? Well, when I have the Huns there, I'm not going to be able to ruin their day because I'm now having to choose who I'm going to go after and who I'm not. So anyways, long story short, I think that this scenario definitely needs the Huns. You should add them. I left them out because I was afraid. I was a little ninny, but you guys won't be ninnies when you play. So anyways, thanks for watching. Stay awesome. I got to get on the charger here.